Jules here. Thanks for joining me for another Bible journaling process video. I'm in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2. Actually, I'm going to go to verse 1 and I'm boxing this section off. And it says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus." Many versions of the Bible say, fix our eyes on Jesus, fixing our eyes on Him. In the South, we use the term, I'm fixing to do something, a lot to say I'm just about to do it. And to fix our eyes means to set our eyes. So I'm having an eye focus. I'm going to use a bunch of eye stamps, some blue kaleidoscope inks, some acrylics in blue and white, and just a little paint card. It's actually an old insurance card. I'm going to use a couple of alpha stickies, and I'm going to use this tabby that says, "Be Thou My Vision," which is one of my favorite hymns. So I'm going to prep the page with clear gesso. The back of this page is pretty well stamped up and done up, and you can actually see a ghost of some of the letters that have come through where I stamped the word God on the other side. And so it's coming through, and we're going to be covering that up with some acrylics. But I'm going to prep this because I've got some other stuff on the other page, and so I don't want what I'm doing here to go through to the other page and mess up what I've already done. Especially if you're stamping. Certain inks will just bleed right through to the other page, like you can see right here with the G and the D and the G. It's kind of a ghost effect, isn't it? So we want to make sure that we prep the page. I'm using a clear gesso. I'm going to dry that. I just scraped it on this time. Sometimes you can use a brush, but I scraped it on with my paint card. And like I said, I'm going to use a bunch of eyes. I just went through a bunch of my stamp sets, my alphabet stamps, and I picked out the eyes. This page, it has a lot of stickers and cardstock ephemera on the other side. So what I'm actually going to do is use some cushioning. You can use some felt, or I'm using a dab of baby wipes here. And I'm stamping. I'm not getting a clear impression, so what I'm going to do instead is stick the Bible mat on top of it and then the baby wipes underneath, and that works a whole lot better. So that helps you get a clear impression. And then I clean it off with this double-sided stamp mat, a cleaning mat. I'm going to speed this up so that you can watch me. It took a little bit of time to stamp all these eyes. I just got probably about 8 different eyes from different stamp sets that I have because I'm focusing on eyes. Fix my eyes on Christ. And really, it's all about an eye problem. It's all about laying aside the encumbrances and the sin and the weight that clings to us. So it's an eye problem. And the I, me, that's the problem. So I stamped the eyes here. And now I'm going over them just a little bit. And that's kind of symbolic. I'm covering up the eyes. I'm covering up me. I'm covering up I and just letting Jesus cover me. And I covered it with some blue acrylic paints. I'll link the paints, and then a little bit of white to blend that in and just soften it a little bit. And now I'm using these alpha stickers that say fix my eyes. And I'm using some white alphas. These are Illustrated Faith, the Type It print. And I'm going down the page. I just think that fits better. Fix eyes. And then I'm going to stamp Christ on the bottom. And this is a Creative Retreat stamp that says Christ. But you can't see that real clearly. The blue background is just pretty bright, so it's kind of hard to see that. So I'll go over it with a pen, maybe darken it a little bit. I do want these letters, these alphas, to pop out, so I outline them with my pen, with my precision tip pen. And I'm going to hand letter my for my eyes and on. And I'm going to go back over that again, make it just a little bit darker. Fix my eyes on Christ. So there's kind of a play on the words here, eyes, E-Y-E-S, and I. It's so much, we just focus on what I think I want, what we think we want, what we think we need. It's all about us, and it's not about us. It's about Him and focusing on Him. This Christ is bothering me. Well, Christ isn't bothering me, but it's so dark here on the page. So I think I'm going to go over it with some white. So I stamp that and I go over it and cut that out. See if that works a little bit better. This is one thing that you learn when you're doing some crafting and paper crafting and any type of crafting, is that, hey, one thing might not work, so just play around and see what works better. Necessity is the invention of genius. I don't think I got that phrase right, but I think you know what I mean. That's how things are discovered, just because of necessity. So go over that. That works a little bit better, so I tape that on there, and I'm going to outline it. You can see Christ just a little bit more, and that's what I want. I'll be able to see Christ. I don't want Him just blend in the background. So I have this Be Thou My Vision tabby, and it's a two-sided tabby, so I cut it, and I'm able to get two sides. I use just a black and white polka dotted washi tape, and I'm using a couple of different black and white elements here from Illustrated Faith washi stickers, and then a washi tape that I have, a roll of tape. And I'm just going through here seeing what I might use. I end up picking something that says, You are my God, because it's all about focusing on Him and the fact that Jesus is the King. Jesus is the God. Jesus is my God. Looking to Him, the founder and perfecter of our faith. Now, I've got a lot of this space here in the middle, but because I've painted over it, I haven't given myself much way of journaling, and I really want to journal on this page. So I'm cutting out a big I, and I just free cut it, and I'm using some lavender cardstock, kind of doing the blue and the lavender theme here. And I'm cutting out the I. It's not a real pretty I. I'm not going for a pretty look here. And I'm going to journal on this I. And so I write, Dear Lord, may it never be about what I want, but about what You want. Help me to fix my eyes and my eyes, capital I, on You. You are all I need. I love You. Amen. So I want God to fix my eye problem. I want Him to be the focus. I want to fix my eyes on Him. So that's what this page is all about. It's about looking to Jesus. I take my sponge, and I'm just going to sponge the edge all around of this letter I. But this reminds me of Sesame Street with the big giant letter I. And you can see the effect when you just sponge it. It gives it a finished effect. It's a pretty soft look. So I'm going to stamp that on there, glue that on there, putting a couple of little finishing touches. That's covering up, so I'm just playing around and using that washi tape in various places. I knew I was going to cover it up, so I didn't want to waste that. Here's a use for that little eye, the glasses. So again, I edge that with the sponge with just a little bit of black ink. And I'm going to use those words, Be My Vision, and stick them somewhere, because those would be covered up behind the eye, and I want to use them because that's kind of my theme of this page. I want Jesus to be my vision. Keep Him in the forefront of my focus. Just focus on Him. Again, it's not about me, it's about Him. I have to focus on that and think about that. Sometimes I'm in the middle of a messy situation, or in the middle of traffic, or in the middle of just something that seems unfair, and I think, well, this isn't fair, this is all wrong, why are you doing this, God? And then it reminds me, hey, it's not about you, Julie. It's about something much greater. And if if our eyes are fixed on Him, then it's easier to see that, to see the bigger picture, and to see through His eyes. So the thing is, though, that we have to lay aside, as it says in verse 1, lay aside every weight and sin which clings to us. So that's my prayer, that Jesus just helps me do that. It's a fun page here. I appreciate you joining me. You'll see that I've decided there's one more thing I don't like. This Christ it didn't do it for me. It didn't stick out enough. So I'm going to make it more of an intimate prayer. I'm going to say, instead of fix my eyes on Christ, I'm going to say fix my eyes on you. And I'm going to use some black letters, some alpha stickers that say you. And this sticks out, it pops out, it's a little more prominent. It's more of a focal point. That just fits better. It's more pleasing to me. I like that better. And if there's anything you've learned in watching some of my videos, it's that it's okay to make a mistake. You can fix it and do something else with it. And that's what God does for us. He gives us grace. He gives us second chances. He's all about loving us through our mistakes. So I'm going to make a little tab with some fabric and a paper clip. It's just a very easy thing to do by cutting a strip of fabric, and I just get scrap fabric from the fabric section at Walmart or anywhere and cut a strip, and then, I'm sorry, that's off camera, out of shot, and you just tie a loop knot through your paper clip, and then you've got yourself a cute little tab, a cute little paper clip to put up at the top of your page. Finishing touch. Boy, I'm fumbling around with that. There we go. So there's a page. Fix my eyes on you. And I pray that you can fix your eyes on Jesus too. Thanks for joining me. Come back and see me. Like or subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.